Hi, welcome to the Thursday edition of the Living Peace and Order Show. As promised, tonight I will be sharing with you the 3 important documents that you should have in your Living Peace and Order binder. Stay tuned. Hi, my name is Kimberly Ivory Graves, your Holistic Elite Legacy Planner, aka Help Me Kimberly. Welcome to the Living Peace and Order Show, a show where we will share tips to a life of love and peace through Jesus Christ and steps to getting your affairs in order. Well, before I get started, I want to give you your assignment. If you would, go ahead, press the like and share button if you're on Facebook. If you're on YouTube, please make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit that notification button. Thank you so very much. Our scripture is found in Isaiah 9:6, and it reads, "For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace." And this scripture is so powerful because we cannot talk about peace unless we know the Prince of Peace. If you don't know him, it is my prayer that you come to know him in a real way, because it's only through him that you will have the real peace of God. And I just want to plug in right now that we will be going through 52 weeks of peace, where we will be reading, sharing a scripture each week on our Clubhouse show on Saturdays at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. So if you're on Clubhouse, why don't you join us? And you can find us at Living Peace and Order show, and there we will be sharing our information or our scriptures and the scripture. Okay, I am going to go ahead and dive into our topic tonight. And on Tuesday we talked about the binder and the Living Peace and Order binder. So I encourage you, if you would, go back to the Tuesday show and take a listen to that, and you will get all the information that you can on the binder. Also, as I mentioned, I don't think I mentioned that I am the author of Living Peace and Order, which is a step-by-step guide to getting your affairs in order. And so I encourage you to get this book, because this book actually shows you how to formulate your binder, what to gather, what to record, and what to store in your binder. So I do encourage you to make sure that you order your copy of the Living Peace and Order set. And it also comes in a workbook. This is a regular size workbook and the mini size workbook. And it also comes on a flash drive. To order your copy, you can go to helpmekimberly.com. Again, helpmekimberly.com. Alrighty, well, the 3 documents that you should have in your Living Peace and Order binder. The first document that you should have is your living will. And I'm going to pull up my documents here and kind of walk through here so that I can share with you and kind of show you what the documents look like. The living will is just like a single page document, and it's basically telling your doctors, your physician, what exactly you would want to happen to you if you were terminally ill and you could not respond on your own. Now, this is where you give the doctor's directives on what to do, whether you want to be, whether you want your life extended artificially, or whether you want your life to be, whether you just want to be left alone and to just pass away in peace. That is what the living will is. Again, the living will is a document where you give directives to your physician. You tell your physician exactly what you want as it relates to if you were terminally ill. Now, this is only in effect if you're terminally ill and you are unable to speak on your behalf. The second document that you should have is called the Healthcare Power of Attorney. And this is about maybe about 4 or 5 pages. And you must have a witness sign it, and it must be notarized. The Healthcare Power of Attorney lets you choose someone to act on your behalf as it relates to your health care. Now, this is only if you're unable to act on your behalf, if you're unable to act as it relates to the choices that you want made for your health. Say if you're incapacitated, this person, someone you trust, it will follow your directives. You will put specific directives in your document, letting them know exactly what you want and what you don't want. Whether you want dialysis, if that came up, whether you want to be on life support, any of those particular directives, you would give that individual. So make sure when you choose that individual, you choose very, very carefully. And the third document that you need to have is the Power of Attorney Finance. Now this is, or also it's called Power of Attorney Property. And this is where you designate someone to act on your behalf as it relates to your finances or your property. So they can pay your bills for you, they can manage your checking account, they can manage your property, they can sell your property, but it's only based on the directives that you give them. And this document is only in effect when you are unable to act on your own behalf. Again, this person does not have to be the healthcare power of attorney. It could be someone totally different. But because they're managing your finances, it has to be someone who is savvy with handling finances and is very, very trustworthy. So again, make sure that you be very prayerful when selecting these power of attorneys, these individuals who will be acting on your behalf only if you're unable to handle your affairs yourself. One thing that you must know is although the person has power of attorney, you can revoke it anytime. Anytime you want to revoke it, or you're back, feeling well and you don't want them to have, or you want to switch to someone else, you can do that. Another thing to know is if you pass away, all rights of power of attorney is void. So that means that once you pass, they cannot handle your financial affairs. They'd have no say whatsoever. So that is why it is important that you have a will and trust in place. But we'll talk about that on another day. So how do you get these documents? Where do you find these documents? Number one, you can find these documents by meeting with an estate attorney, and any attorney can draw these documents up for you. If you can't afford an attorney right now, or you don't go to, you want to get your documents in place right away, you can go to the intranet on your state government website. So for instance, I live in the state of Illinois. I went to illinois.gov and I searched for these documents. Each state has specific laws pertaining to these documents. So you must make sure that you complete the documents within the state that you reside in. Again, you can get those documents on your government's website. Be aware when you Google these documents, they're all kind of different offers and stuff. I recommend just going to the government, your state government site, and getting those documents, and also or definitely seeing an attorney. And since I mentioned attorney, I do want to put a disclaimer in. I am not an attorney. I am not an insurance agent. I am not a financial advisor. But I am, however, sharing information that helped me handle the affairs for my mom. Who should have these documents? Every adult should have these documents in place. And so I encourage you, make sure, don't waste any time. Go ahead and even if you decide to meet with an attorney later, go ahead and download those documents from the internet and go ahead and complete them, fill them out, and have them notarized and signed. And also meet with your physician and let him know what him or her, what your final wishes are. One more thing is, if you have a young adult in your home or that you're responsible for, they also will need to have these documents in place. I remember going to the hospital with a mother whose daughter was in the hospital, who was dealing with some mental illness issues, and that mother was unable to get information on and even get information about the treatment that her daughter was receiving because of the privacy laws, but also because there was no power of attorney healthcare in place. So we don't know what's going to happen, but if we have these documents in place, it will definitely help eliminate a lot of stress and pressure that comes on when, mishaps happen or tragedies happen. So I do encourage you to please get these 3 documents. Again, the 3 documents are the living will, the power of attorney healthcare, and the power of attorney finances. And again, I do encourage you to please order my book, Leaving Peace in Order, a step-by-step guide to getting your affairs in order. This book will go in detail more about these 3 documents, and it will talk about the binder and the things that you need in the binder. God bless you and have a great day.